Hey everyone, welcome back to the Azure Data Factory session. In last session, we saw the basics about lookup activity. Why do we have to use the lookup activity? We have set of tables. From that tables, we were pulling records and we were writing it to CSV file in Azure Data Factory. Okay. While doing this, right, if the source table doesn't have any data, source table has 0 records, then we need not write it to CSV file. So this is what our aim is. We in real time, right, we will be processing multiple tables, 100 tables, 50 tables, like that we will be processing. And if at all the source table has no records, we need not read it and we need not create a CSV file in the output folder. Okay, so for controlling this kind of scenarios, right, we need to use lookup activity. Okay, I'll quickly take you through the pipeline which we created in the last session. Okay, this is the pipeline, and in which we have an array variable called tables list. In that we have declared 3 tables: customer, salesperson, and dim test table. Okay, so this for each loop is going to act on this array variable. Okay, it's going to loop through each table and it's going to find out which table has records and which table has not. Whichever table is having records, we are going to pull the records and write it to file. Whichever is having no records, we are going to ignore that. Okay, that is what we are going to do. Okay, I'll just modify it. Till this lookup activity we implemented in the last session. If you want to know about this, please watch my earlier video. Okay, so this lookup activity, what it is doing is, it is just counting the records from each table. Okay, while the for each loop iterates through each table, it's just taking the count. Alright, so I'll just run this pipeline so that I have to show you something in the output window. So this pipeline has executed. Just look at the output lookup activity is bringing. See here, it is obviously in JSON format, but in order to access the value brought by lookup, right, we have to know its structure, how it is structured. It is bringing the count of each table under first row tag. Okay, so how we gonna access it from the next activity, right? How we have to access it? The lookup activity, right? Lookup activity dot output dot first row dot count. So this is how we have to access it. Okay, let me use it in the subsequent activities. Okay, just edit it. Okay, we have the count ready from lookup. So based on the count, we are going to decide whether to copy the records from table or not. Okay, for that we have to use one if condition. I'm just dragging and dropping. Like SSIS, right, you will have precedence constraint. Okay, so in the if condition, you have to use the output brought by lookup activity. Alright, so here is where we are going to use the output brought by lookup activity. Alright, so just click on it, it will give you this, but this output is not straightforward. We have to access it by first row dot count. We have to check whether it is greater than 0. Okay, so for that we have to use a greater function. Greater output dot first row count comma 0. So greater function takes 2 parameters. One is the value and second one is the second value, which has to be compared with the first value. Okay, so you can see the syntax of greater in logical functions. If you expand logical functions here, right, you will see all the logical operators here. So you can see about greater operator here. Okay, so we are just comparing the lookup activities output with the 0, and we are making sure it is greater. Only those lookup outputs which are greater than 0, we are going to perform some operations. Okay, so this is how we have to format the expression. Alright, so if condition will evaluate this, and based on the evaluation result, it will be true for 2 tables which had 5 and 6 records. It will be false for one table, which is our dim test table. Okay, So we have to mention in case of successful execution of this expression what we have to do. So we have to modify the true part. In this true part, what we are going to do? True means what? The table is having records. That's why it came to true part. Here we have to do some copy activity. Okay. So this copy activity we can bring it from our earlier session. I'll just use the same thing in order to save some time, right? If you want to know about this copy activity, please watch my earlier videos. I'll just check the stuff once. If everything is looking good, we can run the pipeline. Alright, so this pipeline should execute now. We have looked up the count of each table, and whichever table is greater than 0, we are evaluating it to, it will evaluate it to true, and then it will come to true part, and then we'll copy the file. Okay, so in our portal.azure.com, we can see the blob files created. This is going to be the place where we are going to write the files to. So I am just going to run the pipeline and see if there is no validation error. Nothing. Alright, no validation error. Let me debug the pipeline, which is going to read records from 2 tables and create 2 CSV files, and ignoring the third file which had 0 records. So the pipeline has executed now. See here, the flow we can see from here. For each loop has executed lookup thrice, and whenever the lookup is executing, it's going to find the count of records in table, and based on the count, if it is 0, we are not going to call if condition. If it is greater than 0, we are going to call if condition. Okay. Sorry, to put it simple, right, lookup will anyhow execute if condition. Only after evaluating the if condition, we will come to know whether table has records or not, right? So if condition is going to execute 3 times, just like lookup, but based on the if conditions result, whether the table has records, then 2 tables. And the third if condition, while it got executed, right, dim test table, it did not perform any copy activity. Okay. So see here, if condition, the details of the copy activity, if you see, 5 records were read and 5 were written.